Hello, vlog. Welcome to my guys. Okay, the topic today is a heavily requested and in-demand topic, and that is going to be my journey so far as an ETO. I would have heavily appreciated if someone like me would have made such a video for me when I was starting out, and I do not understand, frankly, the lack of people sharing their experiences as an ETO. But here I am, out here, open for you all, and I think it's the perfect time because I've had enough experience now. Experience in the sense that I'm giving my COC exam, so I'll soon have my COC. I've spent 3 contracts in the sea, and that too in an offshore company, offshore construction. We construct windmills and solar panels in the sea. So I think I can give you a lot of experience and talking points, something to think about. And also, should you join this industry? Is it a good industry to come into if you already have a job? If you are not satisfied with your job and you are planning to switch, is this good enough? So I think this video will answer all of that for you. Buckle up, do not skip. It's just, I think, 15-20 minutes of your time, and you will know everything that I wanted to know when I was switching over from IT to this merchant navy. Okay, let's start. How did it all start? I was not satisfied with IT. Unless you are in Mang or like Meta, Apple, Google, I do not think that's a very good environment to be in. So, anyway, we'll talk about this maybe sometime else. Uh, what the first thing that I was struggling with is finding a good college. I'll skip the struggle for you. Join Anglo Eastern or Great Eastern, Tolani, Samudra. I think that's it. If you target these 4 companies and like give their exams regularly, which comes out for ETO maybe once a year. In Anglo, I think it's twice a year now. It is a little bit tough, and follow this channel if you want the question paper for Anglo entrance exams because I will share that soon. I was talking to my friends and they told me all the questions they remember in the written. And also, there's an interview. So I will share that soon. If you do not follow, you do not signal YouTube that you want to watch this content. So signal YouTube that you want to watch this, and maybe the universe will bring this job to you if you like what I explain. If you like the kind of job that so these are the top 4 colleges. When I was not in the industry, when I was just starting out, I had not heard names. It was very confusing for me. All these websites which claim top Indian ETO colleges, these are mostly sponsored by the colleges themselves. For example, a tier 2 or tier 3 college will pay someone, some media or somebody to make a blog, make a website that says top colleges, and then they will insert their name on the second position, first position. It's a big scam. Do not fall for this. Go for Anglo Eastern, Great Eastern, SCI Tolani. At least after you complete your course, you will have a ship in hand. You will be guaranteed a ship, and this is the most important thing in this industry, right? Because this is not a skills industry where you can build a project, deploy it on the cloud, and then just show up in the interview, right? This is a hands on job. You are required to like put your hands in use, and you are not worth anything unless you have used your hands and spent time in the sea. So that's what is different about this industry. Maybe you are not a person who would like hands on. There have been people who have quit. So keep listening to this, and I will clear it for you whether this industry is for you or not. Personally, for me, I think this was the best decision I ever made. I prefer working hands on, I prefer tough. What I do not prefer is politics and a lot of baseless competition and anxiety whether AI will take my job. So that's not what I. And this job is so hands on. I do not think there will be a robot soon. So that's why I think it's the best decision for me. Obviously, it depends on you. And is there vacancy in this? Is there job roles available? So again, go in the top colleges. Otherwise, everything is a no for you. If you go in these top colleges, everything becomes a yes for you. It's all about, do you have experience? There are literally posts about three or four people shouting in the groups that I'm in. We want ETO urgent, please, especially ETO, and also engineers and even captains. I've seen a lot of posts which just keep asking for, do you have a captain with this visa, this experience? Do you have an ETO with this experience, that experience? If not, they are willing to sponsor everything for you. And it's just about, do you have experience, do you have some ships? Because when you graduate from your school, from your college, if your college does not bring in good companies like Tolani, or if your college does not have its own ship under management like Anglo Eastern or Great Eastern, it has its own ship like owner. Great Eastern is a owner for a lot of tankers. If you are not in these colleges, then you have to go around and bang on doors and submit your resume, and that will be a tough journey. But people have done it. People have done it without going to a maritime school, which is called Open CDC. Just do all the courses, and people have done a lot if you are really interested. But if you go in these top colleges, will be a great boon. Okay, a lot about colleges now. I've spent a lot of time. Next, when I finally got into Anglo Eastern, they take 40,000 rupees as the token amount, and then you can the rest, it's around 4 lakh rupees for six. It's around 4 lakh rupees for 4 months. Yeah, it's almost 4 lakh rupees for 4 months. Trust me, it's nothing compared to what you get in return. These people who have been on ships, ETOs and captains in the, all these are your instructors. You are in direct contact with them, and it's just, there's, this is nothing that you pay for. It's not even a big deal. So you pay 4 lakh rupees, but token amount is 40,000 rupees, and then you have some time to get a bank loan if you want. They will give you a proper letter, and with stamp and all the official everything about this so and so person is has been selected by us, and he will be guaranteed a ship with so and so stipend after completing his course satisfactorily, blah blah blah. So banks give you a loan very quick, because I recovered those 4 lakh rupees in like 4 months after I started working as a cadet. And bear in mind, I'm a cadet. I'm not given responsibilities before I have COC, right? So this is like pocket money or like stipend. They are paying you for your tuition, for example. So this 4 lakhs is just nothing. Banks give people with no, banks take on huge loans. This is nothing for a bank. So you'll get a loan easily. Go in that. Okay, so what did they ask for? You should have a passport before you join. So have basic documents like Aadhaar and things like that, and then your educational qualifications, because for an ETO you have to qualify by doing BTech. So they'll ask you for your BTech, and in my case they just did not, so much documentation was not needed, because they asked me for a AICTE certificate from my college. And so they make this, there's a letterhead, they stamp it, and so I got my AICTE is the body that governs all colleges or BTech courses. Or so the AICTE stamp paper was acquired by me, and then given to Anglo, and basic documentation. And then Anglo gives you a set of instructions when you are going to join, or these maritime schools give you a set of instructions: bring this, bring that. Do bring those things, because when you reach there, they will take time to measure your size, your body, and then make a uniform for you. So till that time, anyone who looks at you will keep pointing you out, why are you not in your uniform, what kind of clothes are these? So whatever they say, bring black pant, white shirt, follow that. And so you go for 4 months of training. Honestly, what they are in these 4 months, first is education and second is physical. Physically, what they are trying to look at is if you are disciplined enough. I was fat, I was not flexible, but because I was disciplined, I did not get into fights. I was good enough. That's all that they want to see before pushing you out in their own company on their own ships. If you are not disciplined, you will be a disaster for the ship and for all the lives on the ship. You have to be disciplined and mature. That's all they are trying to watch. And then of course the education part. In these 4 months we had multiple instructors who had been ETOs on LNG, LPG, and it's the same with Tolani, with Great Eastern. You have great instructors. Even I think Great Eastern has a YouTube course online wherein their instructors teach everyone for free. So these colleges have great instructors, and so uh, in my case, we had multiple instructors teach us about wiring diagrams. First of all, because this is, like I told you, very hands on and very random. Things break down. We are not designers. We are not there to design the ship. We are just there to maintain the ship. If a breaker requires some greasing, that's your job. Because if they hire someone from outside, an electrician, then your ship needs to be at the port. Or if it's not at the port, then a ship or a CTV needs to take that electrician, bring it on the ship, and then that electrician is going to charge a hefty amount, very heavy charge, and and you have to keep doing this for every small maintenance and repairs. So an ETO ownership is not supposed to know everything. It's just there to save them a lot of money for simple things like changing a fixing things about wiring, fixing things about some unsafe reporting it to the company that this is unsafe and we do not have the tools. Please send somebody to fix this so that there's not a bigger problem in the future. And so that's what an ETO is there on a ship. And also for basic maintenance of things which we have a manual for. And also because ETOs have there have been great ETOs, the people that I've worked with, they have taken on huge and more challenging responsibilities only because they could. And so even if you do the basic bare minimum of basic maintenance using a manual and basic safety, following the regulations, that's what your job is. But again, this is very hands on because the manual is not 100% accurate. You have to have some experience and you get experience while working. That's the kind of job. In these 4 months they'll teach you about reading wiring diagrams, because in the manual there will be wiring diagrams you can just trace. There should be no voltage here or 24 volts here, or this is the logic diagram versus this is the power diagram. And so control diagram, this has 220 volts, power is 440 or high voltage. And so how do you differentiate between the diagrams? From a diagram, how do you trace it on the actual board? This J1, which is a contactor on the board, it's there and it looks like this, and this J or this these letters mean that. All these will be taught in your wiring diagrams when they grill you on how to read your wiring diagrams. And then there are other subjects which are mandatory, like port side, starboard, what is list, heave, what are these common terms, because on a ship, people who have been in the on a ship, you do not call it a floor, you call it a deck. You do not call it a kitchen, you call it a galley. You do not call it a terrace, you call it a monkey island. You call where the captain stays a bridge. And if you do not know these terminologies, if you are talking to people saying floor and terrace, people are just going to laugh at you and you are not going to understand even how to reach. For example, if there's a big fault, you will know where to find it, because an alternator or a generator on a or the main engines on ship are labeled from port side to starboard. So if there are four generators, two on the port side, two on the starboard, so the port side, from the most port side, one, two, three, four, towards the starboard. So you need to know all of these basic things, and that's what they'll teach you apart from electronics and electrical. So there you have, I've talked about wiring diagrams. Also they teach you a bit of electronics, because there are a lot of electronics in PLCs and these VFDs. So if you can repair, if it's a basic fault like changing a diode or changing a thyristor, also on the generator you have, so they'll teach you about electronics also. And then also they will teach you about engine side, about the main engine, how does that work. And because you need to know the basics, your engineers on the ship, your third, second, first engineer will know a lot more experience, but you need to know the basics at least. If you if you have to solve an electrical problem in the engine, you need to know what he's talking about. So that is what they will teach you. Okay, What they will teach you will be 4 months. What will be in the physical, all covered, will be a great experience if you are a little bit disciplined, little bit humble, and grateful for the opportunity that you get and for the opportunity that you are going to get if you ever get into these colleges that I talk about. You will complete these 4 months, and then will be the part that is mandatory to be on the sea. Your basic STCW courses, which will be about firefighting, medical first aid, about security duties, right? No one should climb on your ship and hide somewhere. So about all these basic safety courses they'll teach you. Again, after our courses we did STCW, and then we had to go for GTFC, OCCO is for oil tankers, GTFC is for gas tankers. So basic courses, because Anglo has a lot of oil tankers and gas tankers for especially the top students, the students who've got good marks. So all of us had to go through these courses as well. And then, of course, if you are in Anglo, Tolani, great companies will come there for interview. In my batch, Boskalis, which is a Dutch company, came there for interview, and that's how I got into it. And so after your college, if you uh, i- after your 4 months in your maritime training college, if you've done good enough, you will go. You will definitely have a ship. You will not have to run around. And once you have a ship, and then you are guaranteed to complete 4 months, and then again 4 months, and then your sea time, and then after your sea time again you are after your COC again. Now they want you more after someone has experience and COC. It does not matter if you continue with your company, or you will get job offers left and right while walking on the road after you get your COC. So this journey towards COC, paying those initial amount, you get a loan very easy. Spending 4 months in the Maritime Training Institute, I've told you exactly what to expect. And if you complete all of this, and then you are definitely, and you are in a good college, you are definitely guaranteed to get a good ship. After after this after you get a good ship and you complete your sea time, that's that's the time that decides your future, that decides people who are struggling from the people who are thriving in the sea. And after you complete your sea time, you give your exams like I'm giving. Just for example, my company, it made us sign a contract that we will work for 5 years with Anglo Eastern, because no one wants you once you do not have when you do not have any hands on experience. After you complete your 4 months, no one wants you. This is not an industry where a theory or paper. This is a place where, think of it like truck drivers. You are on a truck, and that truck is moving, and there's some fault in the truck. Now you have to solve that fault without stopping the truck, because it will delay the cargo, and from the parts which are available on the truck itself, the spare parts. That's how the job is. So we all want clever people, we all want good people, mature people. We don't want degrees and certificates. It's mandatory to have basic STCW, basic knowledge of safety, but that's what we want, hands on experience. You cannot get this in theory or unless you've seen things yourself, especially in this industry. For example, if you are a truck repair mechanic, think of it like that. And the job is pretty much hands on. You get your hands dirty and dive into machines, and it's risky if you do not know what you're doing. So, and it's very risky than being a truck mechanic. So imagine you are a truck mechanic and you have done some degree course theory, right? You have not repaired a truck, and now you have a very expensive huge truck that people expect you to repair. Will you be able to do the job? Not, right? So after so if you get in a good college, you just have to crack the exam, which I will help you with whatever knowledge I have. Once you crack the exam, loan is easy. Spending 4 months there, if you are humble, you have your face down, and you are mature, it's easy. After completing 4 months, they will give you ships to be a cadet on. They will give you stipend, they will give you some pocket money change, $750 for an ETO per month till the time you are on ship. And so my contracts were 3 months, 3.5 months, 4 months, because I was in offshore. My friends, they had 6 months, 8 months. So if you can manage that, all of this will be automatic after you clear your exams. And all of this automatic ends till the time you complete C time and you are here for COC exams. You have to tell your company, okay, I'm going to give COC. Because you do not have COC, they also do not care about pushing you back. But as soon as you have COC, there will be job offers for you left and right, because this industry is in need of people, especially people from good source, good ships that have done good ships. Anglo has great ships. It's a good company, international company, so good ships, international safety standards, not Indian ships. Indian ships usually do not have, uh, you know, mandatory safety certification, or they do not follow. I don't know. So once you pass the exam, all of this is in auto, and you reach the place where you have completed C time and giving your COC, your exam. Now, after your exam, for example, my company, because they have given us so much, they have given us great instructors, and in the STCW course, after STCW, they made us go through GTFC, OTCO for oil tanker, gas tanker, and then uh, they flew us to Mumbai here, and they made us train for 3 weeks in AMTC, Anglo Eastern Training Centers. So they gave us all of this, and then gave us opportunity to attend the interview for Buscalis, or if not, then just go into ships that Anglo manages. Like even some expedition cruise ships are manned by Anglo, and a lot of oil tankers are completely managed by Anglo, oil tanker, gas tanker, LNG. And so, in return for this, they make us sign a contract for 5 years that we'll keep working with Anglo after we get our COC. But in India, it's not. If you go to a court, the of the if you go to a consumer court in India, and a company is forcing you to work for lower wages than you are entitled to, then the company will never win the case. It's always pro consumer in a court in India. So even if they make us sign a contract, it's not a big deal. And I plan to honor my contract even beyond 5 years, because I've seen other toxic industries, and I hugely value safety, security over maybe a 10%, 20% better salary, or even 50% better salary. I value all the people I respect, great instructors in AMA, Anglo Eastern Maritime Academy, where I spent my 4 months. All those people chose Anglo. They have worked in, I don't know, like reefers, and they have worked in containers, tankers, and then with a lot of different companies. And they finally, when they had to settle, they chose Anglo. So that says a lot about the company that I'm working for right now, and why I wish to honor my contract. I think that is all that I had to say about this, and we'll see you next time.